Here we go. Finally, covering the winner of the Revue Tournament of Random Movies 4. We're talking about Tom Cruise. We're talking about a fresh-faced Renee Zellweger. And, of course, we're talking about the Oscar-winning performance of Cuba Gooding Jr. We're talking about the 1996 90s classic film Jerry Maguire. How did it stack up to ya boys? Find out on a very you had me at hello edition of the Revue. Troy, I love this show. And I know what you're going to say. But I love this show. I love this show for what it wants to be. And I love this show for what it almost is, Troy. I love this show. I love this show. I love this show.
Shoplift the Pootie.
Oh, I had to do that. Well, in case you didn't catch on, Troy, I was also playing the intro to Secret Garden while I was saying that.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. Oh, good.
Oh, that's gonna, and it worked perfect too.
I can't wait.
Tune into the show, Troy. It's definitely. I had to hold back a massive amount of laughter because I hit it spot on.
Welcome to the Revue, a show where two small-town dudes give you our big show-me-the-money opinions. I'm Troy to the max extreme.
I am Jerry! Jerry! Jerry, bring the phone!
Sweet.
Jerry!
I don't know how long this bit's going.
Oh, I've been playing Secret Garden again.
God damn. We are doing our winner of our Tourney 4 at the end of our little show here. But before we get to the end, I don't want to jump right to the spoilers, right to the end.
No!
We got to build up a little thing
Troy,
here.
Stop it!
Build up a little...
Stop!
Are you secret gardening me right now?
I've been secret gardening you the whole time.
Before we get to there, let's warm up the chops with a little bit of news of the week. Starting with, did you see that Shaggy has had quite a bit of a revolution this last week? Shaggy,
starting a revolution?
Well, no, not starting one, but he had like this huge upsurgence in popularity over the last week.
No.
Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I thought you meant Shaggy like the singer, like it wasn't me.
No, not that Shaggy. Mystery Machine Shaggy.
It wasn't him?
It wasn't him.
But he caught me on camera.
I don't know where this came from, but it got so big that people are pining for him to be in Mortal Kombat 11. With Ed Boon even retweeting, the creator of Mortal Kombat, saying like, oh, if only we had some Scooby snacks or something in the game or something to that effect.
God. I would play the shit out of Shaggy.
Right? I think it's an odd idea, but I would love that. Like his finisher, he just like makes somebody into a big sandwich and then squishes them down and eats them.
Yes. Yes.
Can you imagine that?
Or unleashes a Scooby-Doo hellhound on them?
Yeah, and it just tears them up. And he like lights a joint and hops to the Mystery Machine and burns that on their face.
Get your Scooby snack. Oh my god, that'd be awesome if you hollowed someone out and made him into a bomb.
It just sticks a pipe right in their skull and then lights it up. Oh my god. Oh, that'd be so good. So anyway, I don't know where it came from or how it started. I meant to look it up, but I'm like, everything I found, I'm like, that's not it. It's just loops back to Mortal Kombat, and I can't find its origin. Somebody give me the origin. I want to know. I'm dead curious.
Oh, man.
Something else I'm dead curious on, JT.
Yeah.
The new Hobbs and Shaw trailer. It's dropping, so says The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, that is.
Oh, okay, good.
Not the
Use his
movie.
full name, thank God.
Not the movie starring Sean Connery. But that movie trailer is going to be dropping, supposedly, this Friday.
Oh, boy.
So if you're a
I can't wait.
F&F head, look out for its spinoff, Hobbs and Shaw. Its trailer dropping this Friday.
Can't wait. Heard that Roman Reigns is going to be in it
Oh, really?
as The Rock's brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that big of a stretch, really.
No, I mean, they're cousins.
So it's like one step removed, really.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, yeah. Good for him. Jump into that acting pool.
Do it.
Why not? Everybody else is. I don't know what that was
Hey, he
going.
might be. Who knows? He might rank number 2 behind Batista as
That's
our
right.
favorite wrestling.
That's right. Where does
favorite
it,
wrestling actors.
where do those? Where does it stand right now? Right now,
probably Batista
number 1, obviously.
Yeah, Roman Reigns possibly number 2.
Possible number 2. Then The Rock.
Then The Rock. Then probably John Cena.
And then John Cena. I mean,
and then Hulk Hogan.
oh, and then Hulk Hogan. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I'd say Cena's better than Hogan. Hogan is oof.
Dog shit.
We need to watch that Mr. Nanny sometime.
Oh boy. Maybe. We'll see, won't we?
I don't know. I haven't seen. Oh, I don't know. Maybe The Miz might be pretty good in those Marine sequels that he's always in.
Well, he does tout himself as quite the actor, so maybe
Yes.
we'll put him at number 3, bumping down The Rock.
Okay. He's quarreling with Roman Reigns at number 2.
Right. We'll leave the number 4. We'll leave the number 5 spot open. Then John Cena,
Okay.
and then Hulk Hogan.
for the eventual person that's better than John Cena, we'll leave that open.
Yeah, that's how the stands go right now. As you know,
All right,
as
all right,
the world
Troy,
has us.
go through the entire list to Secret Garden. Go for it.
Okay.
Now.
Okay, first we have Dave Bautista, number 1. Number 2, obviously, Roman Reigns. Number 3, is that Ms. Nannon, or whatever his name is. Number 4, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Number 5 is open. Number...
Jesus. There it is. Right there.
I don't know.
You got it.
Great.
We're done.
Great. Obviously, we got it.
Oh my God, I love this bit already.
JT, Tom Hanks is done
What?
with filming Toy Story 4.
God. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, you scared me.
Sorry, I meant to put a little drama in there just to
You scared me.
keep you on the edge of your seat, JT.
Okay, thank
But he
God.
has officially wrapped Toy Story 4. That emotional send-off that we thought was going to be ending with Toy Story 3.
Yeah,
Now they're adding another one.
yeah.
So,
Make that money, baby.
so let's see how that's going to be at the end of this year, right? That's coming out this year, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Okay.
coming out in the summer.
All right, at the middle of the year.
Yeah, in the middle of the year.
Middle of the end.
Yeah, seems kind of close that they're just now wrapping up on it.
Yeah. Well, maybe they just had like some
Yeah,
post
maybe
re-voices?
some re-voices,
Re-records? That's
re-records.
records. So anyway, check out Tom Hanks in that movie. He might be good. Rumor is, JT,
Yes.
following the end of Endgame,
Yeah.
Avengers,
Yeah.
Endgame. Endgame, Avengers, Endgame,
Colon.
4. A rumor is that a certain mutant may be at the end of that movie, teasing the next phase of Marvel movies. That mutant being... obviously Wolverine.
Sabretooth.
No,
Oh,
not Sabretooth, you fool! Wolverine.
Okay.
It's rumored to be in the end credits there. I want to highly contest this. First of all, the Fox deal hasn't even really gone through yet.
Yeah.
And the movie's out in 2 months.
Disney's just gonna play it. Just try and stop us.
Yeah. Also, they're still wrapping up the X-Men movies
Yeah.
after Endgame comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And I would highly doubt they would reuse Hugh Jackman, because that would throw
No.
too much
Yeah, they're not going to use
questions
Hugh
in the
Jackman.
mix.
Yeah.
You know what happened when Homecoming threw out one date and it fucked everyone all up for forever.
No, I always thought, and it probably won't happen because he's very flush into the Sony Spider-Man universe, but I always thought Tom Hardy'd be a really good Wolverine.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Because he's like shorter, stocky, and
Yeah.
like he's like built, but he's like a stocky built.
Yeah, I'd be into that. Why not? Too bad he's Venom.
But he's Venom.
He's got a weird accent
Yeah,
instead.
well, yeah, I'm Wolverine. I'm a reporter.
Yeah.
Why is Wolverine a reporter too?
Everyone's a reporter. They got their ear to the ground.
If Tom Hardy's playing you, you're going to be a reporter.
JT, something is rotten in the state of Universal Pictures.
Oh no!
The Dark Universe is now dead, officially.
Really?
Stamp deceased on those papers. The Dark Universe. Dark Universe is no more.
Are you sure?
Fairly certain, because I know. I bet I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, because I heard that they're going ahead with the Invisible Man.
But they're doing it with Blumhouse.
Oh.
And they're doing a joint thing, and everything that they have set up so far with that
joint.
Yeah, with that with that whole group picture that's a huge embarrassment with all those dudes in it.
Yeah.
Means nothing.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp is not making he's not the Invisible Man.
Yep.
So he's gone.
Russell Crowe has to hold another invisible person's hand.
Yep. Tom Cruise wearing a t-shirt in a different picture. The Mummy.
He went back to Mission Impossible, so.
Javier Bardem was there for a reason. I don't remember why.
Yeah,
is he
what was
Frankenstein?
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was Frankenstein. It's a monster.
Right. He's a Frankenstein.
It's a monster.
Right. Got it. So anyway, Blumhouse is going to be taking up those reins and possibly trying to turn a profit on them, at least by spending maybe a quarter of the budget.
They're going to remake Hollow Man.
Yeah. First of all, they'll probably remake The Mummy. Do that again. No, but I did hear that they were going to go with The Invisible Man for their first little joint venture there. But then I think Blumhouse... I think Universal still owns the rights to those monsters. But the monsters are public domain. So they can really do whatever they want. Anyone can use a Dracula.
It's true.
Anyone can use a Frankenstein.
This is
monster.
This is a monster.
The Man, no deal. Frankenstein the Man,
No. Come on.
See, copyright.
You got to keep that. You got not no touch that. No touch.
No touching.
No touch.
No touching.
No touching.
So that's the end of that bit of news. Here we go. I got one more thing here.
Okay.
Do you have the DC Universe streaming service, JT?
You know I don't.
Well, if you happened to have it, you would have seen that DC has doubled down on their available titles to read.
Uh-oh.
And that also coincides with them just a couple weeks ago actually dropping all their titles to be available on Comixology Unlimited as well.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. I don't know where they were before this and why they never did that, but it's a good thing for people who love DC. And if you got that app, you should also be watching Titans and I guess the Doom Patrol that is coming up fairly soon.
Okay.
I haven't watched any of it, but I got something to bring up similar to that.
Okay.
In the end of the show.
Cool.
All right. That's all my news. I guess I do that to you enough, so that's fair.
Troy.
Yeah!
The Batman movie.
Yes! The Matt Reeves one.
It finally has a release date.
Oh.
Summer of 2021.
Look out, summer.
Yeah.
Here comes Batman.
And another thing that has been foretold is that it will not have Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne.
Right, he's out.
Completely out now.
Get out of here, Affleck.
And Oh, I don't have a date. It's set for June 25th
Whoa.
of 2021.
Summer release. Sweet deal. I also saw a little snippet of that as well, that they're going to be making not so much an action-y adventure,
Yeah.
but more of a detective adventure,
Ooh.
where he's using his detection skills
Oh my god.
more than just punching the Joker in the face.
Well, good.
Yeah. Starting out
We'll
maybe a bit younger Batman.
Yeah. Matt Reeves is good dude. He's done good stuff.
Give it to me. Give it to me, Maddie.
Give it to me.
Give it to me, Maddie boy.
Give it to me, Maddie. Well, Troy, another franchise I know you love is Rush Hour.
Don't ever touch a black man's radio.
Yeah. Chinese food, no soul food here. Actually says that he's going to kick someone's sweet and sour chicken ass at one point as well. Rush Hour. Check it out.
What a ride you were taking me on just now with all these semi-racist...
Wipe yourself off. You did. Anyways, Chris Tucker confirming there's going to be a Rush Hour 4.
Okay. Ugh.
Yeah.
God. How... Where... What? First of all, question the first.
Yeah.
Where has Chris Tucker been?
I don't know. I needed a stand-up special for Netflix once. I think I watched 10 minutes of it, and it sucked.
Question 2.
Yeah.
How is Jackie Chan still alive, and why would he want to do this? He rakes in a ton of money in China. He doesn't have to even come to America.
No shit.
That's it. Those are all my questions.
All right.
Oh, and then I guess 3, why? Why would you want to do this? That's it.
Yeah, that's... I can't answer, Troy.
All
I
right.
can't answer. The people are clamoring for more Rush Hour.
Well, I'm just putting it out into the void. So
they want more Lee!
If anyone has any of those answers, just give them to me.
Okay, give it to Troy.
Give it to me, Maddie.
Give it to me, Maddie. Talking about another franchise I'm sure you're clamoring for, Troy.
Mm-hmm.
Warner Brothers is on the heels of making a live-action Hot Wheels movie.
Ooh. Great.
I thought that was called Fast and the Furious, but all right. Here we go.
Cool, I guess. Or is it going to be in... You probably don't know. I was going to say, is it going to be like the Lego movie where it's like all...
Well, it's live action.
Oh, live action?
Yeah.
Ugh. Is
I
it
know.
Disney live action where it's not live action,
Yeah,
it's all CGI?
The cars are going to talk.
Yeah. It's live action. No, it's all
no.
CG.
Yeah.
You dipshits.
You pieces of shit.
Quit fucking around with my feelings.
Yeah, who knows?
Anyway,
I don't know.
that sucks. I don't like it.
Well, here's something that might be good.
Okay.
Finally. Peter Jackson
All right.
set to direct a documentary
Okay.
based on the making of the Beatles' last album, Let It Be.
Okay. That sounds all right.
I'd be for that, especially after seeing how fucked up it is when you're trying to make a film that's not like documentary based about a music, a la Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. I am not the hugest Beatles fan. I get that they're all their work has been very influential from there forward.
Yeah.
And I don't discount them for that. It's just other than their huge hits that I like, I just like, I can take or leave them.
I don't know. I think this one would be fun though because it's like the making of their last album, so I'm pretty sure like the relationship is pretty tumultuous around this point.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see like a documentary about them to know more about them.
Yeah.
But as their music goes, I could take or leave it. It doesn't make much difference to me. But I'm like that with like a ton of other artists too. I'm just not secluding the Beatles off to this one little corner of my criticisms.
You just hate the Beatles.
Yeah, I mean, I just hate the Beatles.
Okay, good.
I mean, they suck. What are they doing walking across that road?
They're just a bunch of British limey pieces of shit.
Yeah. Who gives a fuck about the Beatles? No, I'm just... doing a little comedy here. I don't want to be ripped apart online for just hating the Beatles. I just don't care about the Beatles. There, said it.
I was just a big fan of you having to reiterate to people you're doing comedy. I want like a comedian to be like that. Just hold on real tight, everybody. I'm just gonna do a little comedy here real quick.
I'm gonna do a little comedy. I would laugh my ass off if a comedian did that.
All right, just
if you don't mind, I'm gonna do a little comedy.
Just brace yourselves, everybody. I'm about ready to do a little comedy here.
Yeah, I think it's working. It's working on me.
You sound like a captain on a. Just brace yourselves. You're about to experience a little comedy. Follow me.
I love it. I
love it. We got something here, Troy.
Well, write this down. Put it in our set.
Troy, ever seen Candyman?
Nope.
The horror film.
Nope.
I just know it's a dude that has like a.
Isn't he full of bees or something?
He's got a beehive in his chest.
I don't know why it's called the Candyman.
I think if you say his name like 3 times or some shit, he comes up. You know, he's got a hook for a hand.
Oh. I thought that was the, I Know What You Did Last Summer guy. Didn't he have a hook
he has
for
a hook for a hand, too.
Ah.
Hook for a hand is really popular.
Well, I guess.
Well, anyways, Jordan Peele
Uh-huh.
remaking Candyman, and he even has casted his titular Candyman,
Uh-huh.
Lakeith Stansfield.
Okay. All right.
So, there you go.
Also coming out with that Twilight Zone pretty soon.
Yeah, I saw a little bit on that, too.
I think it's like coming out in April?
But it's on CBS All Access.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Troy's now seething.
Well, looks like I won't be watching it, Peele. Sorry.
It's okay, Troy. I'll try and make you feel better with a little comedy here.
It works.
You can't
Perks me
deny
right
it.
up. What do you think about these Budweiser Copper Lagers?
I mean, I can tell they're a bit stronger, but I don't know.
I don't think I'm a fan of them.
I'm not the biggest fan either, but hey, gets the job done.
I suppose you're right.
Daddy needs his medicine.
Daddy needs his medicine. Yeah. I think it's a limited release. They're just like straight Budweisers in a aged in a Jim Beam barrel. So
A hot dog.
yeah, I don't know. But 6.2% alcohol.
Mm.
And they come in these little small little grenade bottles, which is fun.
Nom nom nom.
Anyway, but it's not so tasty. I don't know. To me, it just doesn't.
Yeah, it's
doesn't
not
do
the
much.
best.
Anyway.
Not the best. Speaking of not the best, Troy, Chucky.
Yeah.
Apparently they're about to get a TV series on Sci-Fi being made by the original creators
Okay.
of Chucky.
All right. Sounds bad. I hate Chucky. I don't understand how he can be scary.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember Bride of Chucky,
Oh, I remember Bride of Chucky.
John Ritter getting killed with a nail gun, and then 2 dolls having sex that looks like 2 babies having sex.
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's fucked.
It is.
It looks like you're literally watching 2 toddlers fuck each other.
It's screwed up, man. I mean, just fucking hit him with a broom.
Yeah. That movie might have just slightly less baby ass than Boss Baby.
Catch
Catch
our Monday
catch
show.
Our Monday. We'll talk about that near the end. Troy, that Morbius film.
Oh yeah,
Jared Leto starring in
Sony.
it. We're looking forward to that.
You bet.
Can't wait. But they have
Good comedy.
someone starring in the film with Jared Leto that might pique our interest a bit more.
Liam Neeson.
No. It's another Matty boy, Matt Smith.
Oh really?
Yeah.
From the Doctor Who? He played Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Good. All right. I'm into it, I suppose. I guess I'm not. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this movie. I don't know. I think it's an odd idea for a standalone film.
Yeah.
they're not gonna have Spider-Man in it. Like, who cares?
I don't know. Especially, like, we've seen enough vampire films.
And Jared Leto, sometimes it's just like, what the fuck? I don't know.
He's just gonna just do the Joker again.
Oh boy, just says damaged on the top of his head.
Just says vampire on the top of his head.
Yeah, but with a Y in it because it's edgy.
He's cool. So look forward to that. Morbius.
God.
Coming up.
Any good news in there?
I'm
in your
trying,
list?
Troy. Got some Kevin Smith news.
Is it about the Snyder Cut?
No, it's not about the Snyder Cut.
I just saw something about that before we started. I'm like, fuck the Snyder Cut.
It's not gonna be good.
It doesn't exist. Anyway, go on.
Well, we brought up Kevin Smith not too long ago.
Right.
When we revisited our review of Tusk.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and go back and check that out from one of our Monday shows.
Yeah.
But Kevin Smith now working on a reboot of something else that is near and dear to his heart. Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh.
Guess he's not remaking. I guess he's making a glorified sequel to the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Okay.
Through Saban Films.
Oh, Saban. Oh, all right.
So yeah, we'll see how that works.
Did you see that the El Rey Network did a whole day dedicated to Kevin Smith films?
No.
Like, might not have been every single one of his films, but every one that had Jay and Silent Bob in it played back to back to back. It was like a full 24 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah. I have no idea why that happened. Maybe he's probably friends with Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah,
because I think he owns that network.
Yeah, I can see that.
But anyway, thought that was strange. That happened this last week. Throw that in the news and smoke it, just like Jay and Silent Bob.
Right on, man. But yeah, that's all my news.
Great. I mean, have anything that died?
Anything that... No, I don't. I'm sure some people died in this cold. My God.
My God, are you kidding me today with that polar vortex?
Goodness. Yeah, are you kidding me?
Being here in that Midwest, we got hammered today.
Yeah. It blows, well, as
blows
Neil,
goats?
as Neil requested, it was definitely pig shit today.
We are knee deep in frozen pig shit outside.
Yeah.
It was, at one point, felt like negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man. It should never be that cold ever. Like, all of our town just shut down. The post office didn't deliver. Nothing was open.
Yeah, our banks were shut down.
All of it was just shut down. I didn't go to work today because I am not going to tell you where I work. But
Come on, Troy.
I almost divulged in a lot of details
Don't,
just now.
Don't, because if you say it, then someone's going to find your dad and throw him in a lake.
He's already given...
He'd especially not survive today. It's a polar vortex.
Right. So anyway, I was not going to go to work because I also work 45 minutes away. So it's a 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. For what? For me to get stuck out there? Because my car won't start again?
No.
I did eventually get my car to start today.
Good.
But it was groan-inducing.
Yeah. It's not fun to be outside today.
No. That, and I was up at 3:30 in the morning, contemplating if I should go to work. So instead, I just called off, and then just weatherproofed my windows. This is like the most comfortable it's been all day, right now.
It's not bad in here.
It's a crisp 68 degrees.
Good.
I can tell because I've been monitoring on Nest all day. I don't think the furnace is shut off all day, which freaks me out.
Yeah, I'm so not looking forward to my next gas bill.
Oh, no, I am not either. I went and looked back to the history on my Nest app, and the last couple days, because I have two furnaces, one for each side of the house.
Yeah.
And the one was on for 23 hours. And I'm like, fuck me. And it doesn't even get that warm over here.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a fan broken somewhere that somebody come take a look at, but it just like slowly belches heat out of the registers here.
Yeah.
It doesn't push any heat out. Ugh. So anyway, I woke up in a nervous panic last night that I'm like, if my furnace has been on for that long, will it burn my house down? That's what was going through my head. So I woke up in a sweat trying to get this room up to temperature so my furnace could just shut down for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever did. But who
Man.
knows?
Man.
Anyway, polar vortex.
Well, if your house burns down, Troy, you're always welcome at my place.
That's comforting. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, I would be cripplingly sad if my house just burned down.
I know.
Can
But,
the ladies come?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We got a guest room. You guys can stay in there.
Perfect. Do you want another one? Do you want
Yeah.
something else?
I'll take whatever. I mean, if you're getting rid of them, I'll take one.
All right. Well, I'll give you one of these.
Okay. Splendid.
Anyway, that's what's going on. So that's
Yeah.
done.
It's done.
Great.
Speaking of it's done, Troy.
Oh, it's done!
Oh my God! How'd we stumble to that one?
It's pros at the show by this point.
Yeah.
Right? What kind of trailers are we dealing with today, JT?
I got two.
I also have two.
Oh my God!
Oh my! I think I took the talking stick last time. Do you want to just dive in?
Oh, I can.
I'll chime in.
I can talk. We have the first official trailer for Matthew McConaughey's new film,
Oh.
The Beach Bum,
Ooh.
which looks like Matthew McConaughey is playing what Matthew McConaughey wants to be.
I think I don't have this one, but I did catch snippets of it. I think on
Yeah.
like a Twitter.
He plays. It looks like he plays a writer who just gets high and lays on a beach all day, and then just fucking just acts drunk and high all day.
Oh.
It's like, so what? You just put a camera on Matthew McConaughey for you just made him grow his hair out and put a camera on him for fucking 2 weeks.
There you go. I mean, if it was only that easy to make every movie,
Yeah.
really.
I mean, the cast is pretty stacked too. They have like Zac Efron in it, and Martin Lawrence is in it,
Yeah.
and Snoop Dogg is in it, of course.
Snoop Dogg, you
Snoop
bet.
Dogg, Schnizzle. Yeah, Jimmy Buffett's in it,
Ugh.
so he's
I didn't know
probably
that.
being racist on there.
Is Jimmy Buffett racist?
I know a lot of people that go to his concerts are.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of Ted Nugent?
I mean, yeah. Well, Teddy Nugent's racist,
Yeah, I knew that.
but I remember
also, it's a child
listening.
bride.
I remember like Howard Stern would always send this guy out to like places to just ask people questions. And one time he sent a dude out to a Jimmy Buffett concert, and these like bros were just like, "Fuck women!
Oh my God.
White men are the best." And I'm just like, all right,
Whoa. My God. I guess I didn't expect that from a somewhat laid back sounding Jimmy Buffett.
well, man, chances are if it's a concert that like attracts a bunch of white dudes, you're gonna find a bad batch in there somewhere.
I guess you're right. I mean, it's just laid back racism.
Yeah.
Until it's not. Until they have their white polos and tiki torches out.
Yeah.
Guys, I mean, any Jimmy Buffett fan probably has those.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Now it's all
come
coming
on.
together.
Cheeseburger in Paradise? That's like a white nationalist theme.
Oh boy. Speaking of Zac Efron, I've got one if you don't mind me chiming in because I had a good
By
segue.
all means.
He has put together a movie called Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I wanted to see the trailer. I didn't get around to it, though.
It's about the life of Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
And he's playing the titular Ted Bundy.
Yes.
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I've been pretty impressed with Zac Efron lately.
Oh, he's good.
Because when he was first coming to, like, be around in movies and stuff, I'm like, yeah, he's just dead in the eyes. I don't know. Like, I just couldn't get behind him. But now he's, like, really turned me around.
Yeah.
And I think he looks really good in this.
Yeah, Netflix just put out, like, a thing where they put out, like, they're, like, called, like, the confession tapes. And they did one on
I saw
Ted
a little bit
Bundy.
of that, yeah.
Yeah, me and Molly watched a couple episodes of it, and It's pretty good.
I didn't watch it. I just saw that it was on there. I kind of want to check it out. Maybe I will if I go check this out. But it looks... The trailer, I think, is misleading in tone. But it looks like a good movie regardless.
Gotcha.
It makes it look like a... Not like an action-y set piece, but like more like in-your-face kind of deal. When I think when you actually see it, it'll be more like a played back a little bit more. But anyway, regardless, Zac Efron looks like $1 million in it.
I know.
So.
I really want to see that movie, The House That Jack Built, that Lars von Trier movie about a serial killer.
Yeah.
But I've been hearing so much shit about how it's just almost gross how fucking graphic it gets.
Ugh.
So I'm like, man.
I'm hot and cold with Lars von Trier stuff.
All this shit is super freaky.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I kind of like it. But yeah, if it's gonna be like like almost like borderline human centipede gross. Like I heard there's like a scene where like he cuts off a chick's like tits and then makes a purse out of them. Like, God, I don't know if I want to see that. But
I don't know.
Just want to see the movie.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you ever see the third Human Centipede movie?
No, but I heard it's just gross. Like it's like nothing but just
grossness.
Yeah.
I saw the second one and I was like, there's stuff they did in that. I'm just like, I don't want to watch that.
Because the third one, he makes like a human centipede out of like 200 people or some
prisoners or something like
Yeah.
that. It's like, ugh. I mean, I think it's a fun premise, like for a horror movie.
It's so fun.
It's so fun. But I mean, like, getting sewed ass to mouth. It's a fun premise. Like, you don't see it. It's like just body horror and all that kind of stuff.
Like the first one, I like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they just play on like, yeah, this is fucked.
Yeah.
They don't really like go like the extra mile where they like try and make you like just fucking puke for how gross it is.
It's a gross premise, but it's not, I don't think, terribly graphic.
No.
It's still gross.
Like the graphicness of it is just like seeing like, oh my God, I'm imagining you shitting in this person's mouth.
Right. But you never see it.
Yeah, you don't see it.
But in the second one...
You kind of hear it. It's just gross.
The second one, it's grosser by a long shot and way more offensive.
Yeah. Like, don't you say, like, he's like, gets impatient and, like, feeds them laxatives, so they just start shitting all over each other?
And he doesn't even, like, have the patience to sew. He just staples their mouth to their butts.
God.
Yeah. And he, like, takes their front teeth out by just hitting them with hammers.
Ah.
And it's like, and you see it all. It's just like, and that's not even, like, the worst part of it. Because I was kind of, like, in store for that. It's just like, there's a part at the... I don't even want to say it. Like, I'll just tell you off the thing.
Oh, is that about the woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. So anyway, why do we even get on this subject?
The Ted Bundy movie.
Oh, yeah. Ted Bundy. Looks good.
Yeah. Here, describe the end of Human Centipede 2. I'll secret garden you.
No, I don't want to even say it. I don't want to do it. What was your other trailer? Did we already get to that yet?
No, the other one that I saw was a small trailer for The Boys on Amazon.
Oh,
they
yeah.
put a new one out.
Yeah.
And they showed a little bit more action in it, and it looks good.
Yeah.
I'm actually really pumped for it. It looks like it's really well made.
Yeah. I was, I don't know what I was really expecting when it was first announced, especially that it was through Amazon. Because I have already watched The Tick.
Yeah.
And I kind of had that in mind.
Yeah.
As well as that show Powers that came out from the PlayStation Network.
I know, like, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg have, like, a little bit of hand in this. And it makes me more hopeful. Like, it gives me more of a Preacher feel than it does anything else.
Right. And that's when I saw this, it, like, calmed a bit of my woes. Like, I kind of want to see that. Even though, like, I was kind of hot and cold with, like, half the series. Because I've never finished it. I have it all. If you ever wanted to borrow it, if you got into it, I have it all.
Yeah.
But
I am pretty into checking out that Orgy Planet that you keep
Volume
talking
5.
about.
Volume 5, Herogasm. That's what it is. Anyway, I do want to check it out, though. So I want to see if they divulge into a little bit and take a little bit of liberties with it. Because I think it's a series that you kind of can. There's like a plot line that goes all the way through. But it's like something that you can just kind of pick and choose what you want to take. And then just kind of do whatever you want.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. The other one that I had is like the quick little teaser of the Birds of Prey.
Okay.
Did you see that?
No.
It doesn't do really anything.
Okay.
But it like has Margot Robbie as her Harley Quinn character.
Oh, she's gonna be in Birds of Prey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
And so she's just kind of.
Oh yeah, I kept thinking it was a fucking TV show, but yeah, the movie.
Yeah, the movie, and it's just kind of her dancing around in like a big tasseled thing, kind of getting like setting a tone for what the movie's gonna be. It doesn't really do anything besides like really do that. It's only 30 seconds long, but I was actually surprised to see something from it. That's the only reason I wanted to bring it up. I was like, I didn't even know this is going into production yet. I guess. Unless we've already said something about that it was going to production and I've completely forgotten, which that could be definitely the case. So, but anyway, check it out on YouTube. It's already got like 1.3 million views.
God, of course. Jesus. Let's just watch Margot Robbie dressed as Harley Quinn dance.
Yeah, for a legit maybe 15 seconds.
I had to watch it again. It was so good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Troy, we're covering the winner of the Revue Tournament Random Movies 4 tonight with Jerry Maguire.
Mm-hmm.
But we should really dive into that Tournament Random Movies 5.
Right.
To see who moves on and what is our next matchup.
Yes.
Did you see who won, Troy, between...
I did. I did.
Project Almanac? It was the day after tomorrow.
It was the day after tomorrow in a landslide
It was
victory.
borderline landslide, yes.
I did vote for Project Almanac.
I saw there was one vote for Project Almanac.
That was me.
God.
I was thinking about it, and I just like couldn't come to anything I want to see from Day After Tomorrow again. Whereas there's
You don't want to see them be chased by cold?
I just saw that today, okay? I lived it. I lived the Day After Tomorrow.
They get chased by freezing in this.
So no, I don't care. The only thing I wanted to go back and check out is that I think they do a few fun things in Project Almanac, or it'd be fun to like revisit it again to see if you notice it. Like with time travel and stuff like that.
For sure.
It's not like, have you ever seen Primer?
No, I keep hearing good things about it, and I think I tried to get into it, but it was super analytical in the beginning.
Yeah, and I've tried like 3 times to watch it, and I never can get past like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's really slow going.
Yeah.
But every time, like I am curious about it, I look up on the movie, and people are like, it's slow going, it's very thought-provoking, and it tries to make the most sense out of time travel, and it seems like everyone is on board with it, but it does take a minute for it to really get going.
Okay.
And I'm like, ugh, the first 20 minutes are so slow, nothing happens.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happens after it, if it all like ties together or anything like that.
I know.
But regardless, I think Project Almanac does like fun things where if like you pay attention in the beginning, like you'll be able to notice things that they bring up later. But
gotcha. Well, it's fucked now.
Yeah, I mean, fuck me, right? Because we're just going to watch people in the polar vortex.
Watch people in the polar vortex. If it wins, though, because it still has to beat Children of Men.
I guess you're right.
The Edge, The Amazing Spider-Man, Platoon, and Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah. So
lots of competition there.
You bet there is.
And there's still 4 more movies we have to talk about.
Oh my!
Before the end of this round.
God.
Including these 2, which I'll be bringing up momentarily. We have a film from 1983, which features probably one of film's most famous families.
Okay.
And we have a film from 1990 that spotlights the lifestyles of Native Americans.
Okay.
The one from 1983, the tagline is, every year, I'll just keep this name blank,
Okay.
takes his family on a little trip. This year, they went too far.
Is it European Vacation?
No, Troy. It is National Lampoon's Vacation.
Ah, damn it.
The original
Okay.
Vacation.
Okay.
Chevy Chase.
The Griswolds.
The Griswolds all going to Wally World.
They're at it. They're at it for the first time.
Yeah. Doing it for the first time.
Okay.
Have you seen the original Vacation?
I don't. Yes, I have. I've seen where they end up in Wally World and hold like the
Hold Chevy.
owners.
Hold Oh my God, what's his name?
I don't remember who it is.
John
but
Candy.
Oh yeah, they hold him hostage.
They hold
to have,
John
like...
Candy hostage so they can ride all the rides.
Yeah. It's good. I like it. I haven't seen it in forever though. The one I've never seen in full is Christmas Vacation.
Really?
I've never seen it in full.
God, that one's probably the second best one.
That's what I heard, but like I think it's just so like overhyped. Like during the year, it's like, oh, this is what I watch every year for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, I don't care.
Yeah, I think European Vacation is probably the worst.
I've seen that one. You know what? I've probably seen Vegas Vacation the most.
Yeah, I've seen Vegas Vacation quite a bit.
I think that's the one that's always like on like Stars or plays
yeah,
on TV
they
or
played.
something.
I remember
like
that was being played a lot when it was.
So I want to say I've probably seen them most at your house.
Yeah.
When we were growing up.
Yeah, Ethan Embry playing Rusty.
yeah. So anyway, all right. First one, Vacation. Got it.
Vacation. Second one from 1990.
Uh-huh.
Inside everyone is a frontier waiting to be discovered.
What was the clue again?
It spotlights Native Americans.
Oh. Is it Dancing with Wolves?
It is Dances with Wolves, Troy.
Dances with Wolves, not Dancing with Wolves.
Yeah.
Got it.
So there you go, Troy. Vacation versus Dances with Wolves.
All right. Did Dancing dances? Did Dances with Wolves win like Academy Awards and stuff?
I think it was at least nominated for stuff.
Okay.
I can't remember if it won or not.
I know my mom and dad liked that movie, and I've seen it on, but I've never had any interest in watching it.
Yeah, I know. I've never really had an interest to see it either. But in all honesty, I never had interest to watch Jerry Maguire, and we watched that tonight.
That's true. All right. Maybe this might be one where I'll decide like at the moment on my vote. Like what my heart wants to vote with.
What will Troy decide?
So everyone else do that too at Revue Pod on the Twitters. You can also probably find it at our respective pages as we'll be retweeting that.
Of course.
Get them votes.
Yep. Choose between National Lampoon's Vacation and Dance with Wolves.
Not to be confused with Dancing with Wolves.
Yeah, Dancing with Wolves, yeah. That's the Weird Al parody.
Right. Shit. Well,
sequel to UHF.
Right.
Our first Tournament of Random Movies winner.
Speaking of Tournament of Random Movies, let's get into the winner of Tourney 4.
Let's do it.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Dropping my birthday.
Whoa!
In 1996, December 13th.
My God.
It
was meant to be, Troy.
It was. With a budget of $50 million. But I think in 1996 money is quite a big chunk of change.
Yeah, $50 million. Gee, especially for what happens in it.
Yeah, I don't...
There's like...
Maybe
where'd
it was...
they spend all that fucking money?
I don't fucking know, because really the only big actor in it is Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Bonnie Hunt was asking for a fuck ton of money back then.
Maybe they had to pay the NFL a ton of money to use their license. Anyway.
I can see that. The fucking greedy bitches.
Domestically, made $153.9 million, and worldwide raked in $273.5 million.
Little hit there.
Did okay for itself. Rotten Tomatoes put it at an 83%.
Wow.
IMDb at a 7.3 out of 10. Metacritic has it at 77%. This was the number 4 movie in the box office in 1996.
Yeah.
The number 9 movie worldwide in 1996.
Wow.
And the number 1 rated R movie in 1996.
Wow.
Which I forgot it was rated R when I went in to watch it, and then I heard all those F-bombs and asses.
They even have the kids say fuck at one point.
Twice!
He says it twice?
There's 2 kids that say fuck in it.
Oh, okay.
There's one in the very beginning.
Oh, yeah,
then
that's
there's
right.
another one.
Yeah, the hockey player's dad. Or
Yeah.
the hockey player's kid.
This movie was had a ton of acclaim when it came out.
Yeah.
Cuba Gooding Jr. winning Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars.
I loved that, like, his acceptance speech for the Oscar was pretty much the speech he gives at, like, the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, Jesus Christ, he just really just drew from the end of this movie to do his Oscar
Yeah.
speech.
And then he went on to do Snow Dogs, or whatever it is. This also was nominated for Best Picture in 1997 at the Oscars. It was had nominations for Best Actor for Tom Cruise, Best Writing for Cameron Crowe for the screenplay, Best Editing nomination. The Golden Globes, Tom Cruise won Best Actor in Comedy or Musical.
Oh, wow.
It also was up for a nomination for Best Picture for Comedy and Musical, nomination for also for Cuba Gooding Jr., Best Supporting Role, and the SAG Awards.
Yeah?
It won Cuba
Cuba?
won Best Supporting in that in the SAG Awards.
All right.
It also was nominated for Best Actor and Actress with nominations for Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger.
Wow.
So did okay for itself in
Yeah.
1996.
But that's all the critics. That's all the awards.
right.
What did you boys think?
Right. 23 years removed.
Yeah.
What?
Finally seeing it for the first time all the way through.
That's right. What is this movie about? I was trying to see if I had any more facts before I went into like what the
What
plot
is
was.
a Jerry Maguire?
What is a Jerry Maguire, JT?
Well, Jerry Maguire is a sports agent who is having a little bit of change of heart because he's realizing that a lot of his morals are a little skewed when it comes to taking care of his clients now, especially when a lot of it is more money driven than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So he writes down a mission statement in his hotel room one night when he can't sleep and just mails it to everybody, which in turn gets him fired.
Yes.
And now he must go out on his own with only one client remaining and one employee who was a secretary played by Renee Zellweger, where maybe all this time they're spending together might make some sparks fly.
Jerry Maguire.
That's Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire's. This movie is kind of broken up into 2 chunks.
Yeah, I would say that there's like 2 different stories going on
Yes.
simultaneously.
And I liked one more than the other.
I did as well.
Do you want to just... Because we're just going to spoil it right now.
Yeah, it's 23 years removed. Just fucking... You don't give a shit about this if you haven't seen it yet.
I definitely like the Cuba Gooding Jr. parts more than Renee Zellweger parts.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't understand, I guess now, why this is such like an acclaimed love story with
I know.
Renee. Like even like You Had Me at Hello and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's funny, like, watching this and then listening to, like, this was, like, definitely, like, the victim of one of those, like, songs where they had to throw in dialogue from the movie while they played the song.
Yeah.
And, like, this song and the dialogue that they play in the song makes it seem like this whirlwind romance where they, like, fall in love and get married and shit. But, like, you watch their relationship as it progresses and you're like, this is not healthy.
No.
Even, like, their friends around her are like...
This is not healthy.
No, don't. You're making mistakes.
Yeah.
And she's like, but I love him. And they, like, frame it in, like, the song. And, like, when you hear the dialogue, like, by itself, they frame it where it's like, oh, my God, they're so madly in love. It's a whirlwind romance.
Right.
And, like, that's not what it is in the movie.
No, it is not. I would have been okay. Like, I don't mind that he was already previously engaged to somebody else, and that breaks off because of like his decisions to go rogue in that sports agency or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it splits with that. But then I could have not had that entire... I don't even know if it's like a B plot or not. Because I think like the sports stuff would be considered the B plot, right?
Yeah.
And then the A plot would be the
it seems
love
like
interest stuff?
I don't know. This whole movie feels like Cameron Crowe like wrote like the definitive date movie where it's like, okay, you go to these rom-coms where you're like, oh, I wish there was something for the guys. Well, guess what? I'm giving you something for the guys, and I'm also giving something for the gals.
He'd be a guy to say gals.
Don't worry. It's a definitive date movie. You get a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah.
You get the sports, then you get the love.
Right.
Back to back, baby. It's what I got. It's what I'm giving you.
I got you, babe.
I got you, babe.
At one point in this, I was thinking, I'm like, it's kind of a cool idea, because normally this picture would be in Renee Zellweger's point of view.
Yeah.
And be like pining over like a Tom Cruise, but it's not. It's from Tom Cruise's point of view.
But I almost kind of feel like all of the Renee Zellweger scenes are like from her point of view, because they definitely focus more on her when it's her and him.
Right. But I guess what I'm saying is like, it does do that, because it like when it is focused on her, like Tom Cruise is either not even talked about really, well, no, only exclusively talked about, but
yeah,
it's not like just singly following Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But when it's not on her at all, like only at certain points is she even talked about. And that's only near the end with like, and he's talking to Cuba.
Yeah. I wonder if this would pass the Bechdel test.
I don't think it would.
No.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. I don't think it would. At any given point in time, anyone is talking about Jerry Maguire.
Pretty much. Everyone is pining over him. This is borderline like sports agent Top Gun.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially in the beginning. Everyone is pining over his ass in the beginning of this movie.
Right. Which I know he made this huge manifesto or whatever.
Yeah.
In the beginning. I also found it weird that they wanted to fire him, because he's a good agent.
Yeah.
And he brings in a lot of money, I'm assuming, from all these sports people.
Yeah.
At one point, I think he said he had 73 clients to himself.
Yeah.
And I find that odd that they would want to let him go because of just that one thing.
Well, I can kind of see it. I think they're really trying to play up where it's like he's pitching that they should like focus on more players, which means they should have less clients, which means less money.
Yeah.
And they don't want that idea spreading, because I feel like this company has now like broken down to where now they just care about making as much money as possible.
Yeah. I also like the fact too that Tom Cruise isn't like like Gordon Gekko or like a Patrick Bateman type character.
Yeah.
He kind of is in the very first like 10 minutes until that kid tells him fuck you.
Yeah.
And then he like has like a change of heart where like then he writes that like his whole like memo or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he totally changes, and you see it like right away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, he like really wants to change. And at no point is he ever like, kind of. like when he panics.
Yeah, when he panics, then he regresses right back to what he was, where it's like, oh, fuck, I need me as clients as possible.
Right. Well, I need to at least have some, because I know they're all taken out. They're going to be taken out from under me.
But I love that line where, like, right when he gets fired, he's like, well, fuck, well, I'll take all my clients, but I'll take your clients. Or it's like, geez, now you want even more work.
I have 140 clients.
Yeah, then when you said you wanted to work with less people, now you're, like, willing to work with even more than you had before. I liked that, but I don't know. To me, he still kind of came off as smarmy, even when he had that change of heart. Because I think it's just because it's Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was doing trivia for this, I saw that like when Cameron Crowe was first working on the script, he wanted Tom Hanks for it.
Yeah.
I can kind of see where he was coming from, getting Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Because I think like Jerry Maguire is supposed to be kind of like a transplant into this environment that doesn't seem like he fits.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I think Tom Hanks would fit that role more than Tom Cruise would.
Yeah.
Because Tom Cruise, he gives you kind of like that weird slimy feeling a little bit. Like he's not like a total slime ball,
Right.
but he still fits in. Where I feel like when you see Tom Hanks like dealing with all these like slimy sports execs, you could be like, you can easily like see him compared to the other people and be like, you don't belong here.
Yeah. But I mean, I would also question though if it's Tom Hanks. But this is 1996 Tom Hanks. Let me backtrack.
Well, no, this
a
was
little bit.
supposed to be. I think the fact that I had was like, because Cameron Crowe was like working on the script for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So like when he was first working on it, he had Tom Hanks in mind. But then once he finally had it made, then he thought Tom Hanks would be too old to play the role.
Right. Well, okay, let's say like Tom Hanks was in it.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be able to buy him as like a successful sports agent.
But I can see him being personable, and I think that's what the
Yeah.
idea of it would be. Is like he's someone that's good with people, but he's not made for like the business end of it.
But at the beginning though, it's not necessarily that. It's like the business aspect of it, and then he changes.
Yeah, but he seems. I think Jerry Maguire is supposed to seem like more of like someone that fell into this life, where like you can see that he's good at his job, but it's like you just don't seem like you belong though.
Mm-hmm.
Where I feel like Tom Cruise does look like he belongs, but then his change of heart makes him do something else.
Yeah. So yeah, long story short, I thought the love story was like not needed.
Yeah,
He could have just had like a side girlfriend as like a total like just side ancillary plot thing going on.
I don't know. Like I didn't like the love story, but I thought if they went a certain way with it, I would have liked it a lot more. Where like, because I feel like a lot of their relationship is like him rebounding because he just feels like completely lonely, like no one's there for him, and she's there for him.
Right.
And her like being head over heels for a guy that she's never, either like a guy that she always falls for, or like a guy that she never thought she had a chance with. Because I don't know, she hints at like what her and her ex-husband were like,
Right.
but like you don't really get like a big picture of it.
Uh-huh.
And then he died. Like it was not like they were divorced or anything.
Right.
So it's like, oh, well, so then it's like you don't even know, like you'd probably still be with him if he's still alive or whatever. But I don't know. I think I would have liked it a lot more if it was a situation where at the end they kind of come to the realization that like they want each other in each other's lives, but not in a marriage type situation.
Yeah.
Like come to like a conclusion where it's like we're literally with each other for the wrong reasons, but I still want you in my life. Like really hammer home like you don't need to be married to someone of the opposite sex to keep them in your lives.
Yeah. I mean, I could see like even if it was the same kind of story up until, you know what though, because like that's not okay. Let me just finish my initial thought first, and then I'm going to go and renege on it.
Okay.
So, like, I don't want to, like, I hate being, like, a armchair screenwriter or whatever and say, like, what they should have done. But I think because the love story to me wasn't the strongest, just still have Renee Zellweger in there, and she's not also happy at that firm either. And so when he quits and says, anyone coming with me, she goes with him.
Yeah.
And just like, we're going to go rogue and do whatever on our, make ourselves our own or whatever.
Yeah.
And they have to work out of like, one of each other's homes. And then because of that, like her son is there. He grows attached to the son, has like starts like a budding relationship. But that's like kind of going on the side where it's not like Renee Zellweger. Anytime it's on her, she has like the spotlight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always still just on Tom, where it's just like it's not bogged down with that kind of story.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, like he gets to grow with Cuba, and at the end he also gets like the girl in this family now, and it becomes wholesome.
Yeah.
Like I would find that more comforting than having like a whole Renee Zellweger plot on its own.
Yeah.
Where like, so this is the part I didn't like, and I want to renege on it. Like,
Okay.
I thought when she was first introduced at that airport, and even on the plane, she comes off as disgustingly desperate.
Yeah.
And
I
it's gross.
The thing that I have the most problem with Renee Zellweger's character is like she feels like a female character that has no agency.
Yeah.
Like she always is pining for him, and then whenever something is getting fucked up, she never stands up for herself. Like the people around her stand up for her.
Yeah, I don't think she's like a super strong
No.
female character.
Like her sister seems to stand up more for her than she does for herself.
Yeah.
Like she's always the one that steps in and is like, "Don't fuck with her," or
Right.
like, "Don't do this," and then she just kind of just like follows, like, "Okay, I'll go wherever you go."
Yeah. And there are a few points where she does stand up for herself.
Yeah,
and
like
for
the strongest she came off was when she was like, "Yeah, we shouldn't be married," and then
Yeah.
she cuts it off where I'm like, "Thank you, yes, you're realizing that you don't need, like, he's not a piece of shit by any means, but like it's a shitty relationship. Like he's not treating you like you should be treated, and you're realizing this." But then she totally throws that all away when she immediately takes him back when he shows up at the end.
Yeah.
Where it's like, gee, so you didn't even mean anything you said there.
No. That's why I think like all that Renee stuff can be cut, because I thought this movie was going on for a little bit longer than I thought it was going to. I saw the runtime and I'm like, okay, it's a little over 2 hours.
Yeah.
But at one point where I was like, okay, it's got to be kind of like wrapping up here in the next 20 minutes. There was still an hour left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, it's I feel the movie is definitely too long.
Yeah.
But
And because I don't think there's a payoff with the love story at the end, all that kind of stuff can be cut to
Yeah.
trim it up.
yeah, and see, I would have liked it a lot more if at the end they just realized that they shouldn't be a couple. Like I would have loved it so much if like he came in and it even like builds up where it's going to be like this big romantic thing where they're just going to finally get together and he's like, "I want a divorce." And she's like, "Me too." And they hug each other. Where it's like they realize that they are crucial parts of their lives. Like we can even say like, "You complete me. I just don't want to be married to you." Because just to go back to that whole thing where it was like they're surrounded by people that are constantly like showing affection to each other. Like they almost kind of feel like pressure that they have to get together. And then for them to finally realize at the end that they don't really need to be, but they can still be important parts of each other's lives. That'd make way more sense than them just forcing this relationship at the very end.
Yeah. I don't feel like they have terrible chemistry in this, but I don't feel like they have great chemistry. I feel like Cuba and Tom have better chemistry than him and Renee.
And every time him and Renee get together, it's like they love aspects of each other, but just not each other.
Yeah.
Like, he loves her son, but then when he gets around her, he's like super awkward and like, "All right, I guess we got to go on a date now."
Yeah. But you know what I really did like? Jonathan Lipnicki and him and Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah.
They were so charming together.
Jonathan Lipnicki in this is just the quintessential okay, do something cute.
Yeah. But he like comes off as like a legitimate, like real kid.
Yeah, he talks and acts like a real kid throughout.
Which I really liked. Like when they first kind of meet, well, they work at the same place. They play it off like they don't know each other. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I work in the same place." But when they're at the airport, when she thinks she loses him,
and he's like high-fiving people as he's riding the frickin' the bag check.
Yeah,
conveyor
like,
belt.
"Oh, this definitely took place before 9/11." But when they're just standing there and he's just like, "I want to play," and he like grabs both their hands and is trying to like swing himself. I'm like, and they're just like going on with an adult conversation with like a kid just like hanging off him. Like that is so real.
Yeah.
It's the realest thing I've ever seen.
I love the scene when like he shows up at her house drunk and like she's like out, like she's just like, "Oh my god, he's here, what should I do, and just like fucking prepping herself and trying to make herself look pretty, and he's just sitting on the couch, and then the kid just comes out and sits next to him and he's like spilling his guts to him.
Right.
And he's just like, "The human head weighs 8 pounds. He's like, "You get me, man." Like,
yeah.
This kid is like,
"You want to go to the zoo?" He's like, "I'm not gonna. The fucking zoo's not open." You said fuck.
He's just like,
yeah, I said fuck.
He's like just spewing gibberish, and Tom Cruise is like, "Man, you're just saying the right things right now, man. You get me." Like, but I loved all that shit where it's like he just needs someone to talk to, and the kid is like just there. listening, and it's like, man, you're listening, man. You get me. Like, he's a fucking, like, 5-year-old kid.
Like, but regardless, I loved any time he was on screen.
No, yeah.
I thought he wasn't overused, and he was just, like, at the right moments. Like, even every time he was on screen and would say something, you could see Tom Cruise's face, like, light up.
Yeah.
Like, you are a fucking bundle of joy right now.
Yeah. Well, I think that's just exactly what, like, Jerry Maguire needs. Like, he's just surrounded by people that are just, like, business and this, and we need to get this, and everything's money-based.
Yeah.
And then he comes across a kid that's just like, you know how much a human head weighs? You want to go to the zoo? Whereas, like, he doesn't give a fuck about money. He's just being a kid.
My neighbor has 3 rabbits.
Yeah, like I'm sure, like, someone like him, where, like, he's, like, almost losing faith in the human race, and then this kid comes along and just spews nonsense that, like, just makes you smile. He's like, I just want you around me. I want to hear more of your shit.
Yeah, great. I loved it.
Yeah.
One thing I found odd is that is Cuba Gooding Jr. supposed to be, like, just out of college?
No, I think he's been in the NFL for a little bit.
Was he?
Because
I thought he was
Because they even say, like, he said that he's on the tail end of his career, he feels like.
I thought in the movie they said he had 10 years left.
No, he's at, like, the end of a contract when he shows up.
Okay, because for a while
he said he feels like he has 10 years left in him.
Okay, because maybe I missed something, but, like, I was like, is he supposed to be playing off like he's, like, a college student getting picked up by the NFL? Because, like, he looks old as fuck.
Yeah, no, I think he definitely he's supposed to come off as, like, an athlete that's been in it for a little bit, at least.
Okay. Because I couldn't tell if he was going from, like, Arizona State into the Arizona Cardinals, or if he was already in the Arizona
He talks up
Cardinals.
Arizona State all the fucking time in this. But
Yeah, that's why I was like, I couldn't.
But no, I think he comes off as, like, he has been playing for a while in the NFL, and, like, his contract's about to come up, and he needs some good shit to show up.
Mm-hmm. I also liked all the 96 tech in this, like all the big, huge, thick ass laptop from 1996, and all those, like, flip phones that were probably, like, standard, like, state of the art. That, like, the flip phone that had just, like, a small little, like, mouthpiece microphone that flipped out. I'm like,
looks like a straw comes out of it.
like, what? I've never seen that phone ever. Like, to me, they went from, like, that big brick to, like, just a standard flip phone. Like, they never had, like, anything in between.
Yeah.
But 1996 was that in-between period where they just were just, like, test running all this odd tech.
Yeah.
And I just loved seeing that. Like, that's the first thing when Chelsea walked in the room. She's like, look at that fucking laptop. I'm just like, I know. He's been on it all, like, the whole movie.
Man, to go back to Renee Zellweger, I could have used a lot more Bonnie Hunt in this. I was digging the shit out of her. Because I remember one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid was Beethoven, and she plays the mom. And I remember she was fucking awesome as the mom in Beethoven. I just wanted more of her in this. Like, I was just having fun with her, just being the smarmy sister, just being like, don't fuck with her, don't fuck with her, like, just always is moving in and just getting in Jerry Maguire's face, and he's just like, all right, Jesus, I'm sorry.
I really think that Cuba Gooding Jr. did deserve, like, all these awards that he was giving, like, in the Oscar or the SAG Awards or whatever. Because I think his performance in this is, like, legit great.
Yeah, no, he's good in this. He definitely comes off as, like, a guy who is, like, a little out of touch, but he still is caring enough where you still like him. Right.
He does ride that line where he's like, he just wants that big endorsement deal. Yeah. He's been in sports long enough, just, like, not, like, looked down on in kind favor. Like, when Tom Cruise finally gets on a commercial for, like, what, Chevy? He's, like, in that desert with a camel.
Yeah. I ain't riding the camel, Jerry.
Which I got a funny story about the camel. is that apparently he was a menace on set and like chased Tom Cruise and bit Cuba Gooding Jr. and then trampled another guy that was on set. So it was like, my God. Of
All
course.
for one scene about a commercial. But the thing is, like, even as like far out there as Cuba Gooding comes off in this, like, he still comes off as a realist because he's like, I just need a good contract to write out the rest of my career, so I have money to show for at the end of this.
Yeah.
Like, he's a realist where he's like, I got this many years left in me, just use this many years to get me a bitchin' contract so I can retire with a fuck ton of money so I can provide for my family.
Right. He is full of himself, though, and I like that.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire shoots him down near, like, well, right before, like, kind of the third act.
Yeah.
When he's like, "You want the real truth?
Yeah.
Here it is. You're kind of shitty, and you think you're worth more than you are, and whatever.
Help me help you."
Yeah.
There's so many, like, lines in this that are just, like, quotes that people bring up and shit.
I think, like, "Show me the money" and "You had me at hello" are in the top 50 quotes in AFI. Like,
I'm
it's
sure.
like 25 and like 52 or something like that.
Why was it "Show me the money" and not "I love black people"?
Yeah. Because that was said like several times in the movie.
I think he says it more than "Show me the money."
Well, how come "Shoplift the Pootie" didn't make it?
Why can't Shoplift the Pootie be more?
Who knows?
Be more in the cultural zeitgeist.
Right.
I shoplifted the Pootie.
And then, then there's "Help Me Help You." All those are like huge things in this.
Yeah. It's definitely a quotable film.
Yeah. I wonder what won the Oscar in friggin' 97.
Yeah, 97 it'd be. Shit, I won't even know.
In 97.
Forrest Gump? Did that come out that year?
The English Patient.
Ugh.
I've seen that. It's sad.
Cool story, bro.
I can see that winning. It's sadder. What else? What else about this movie? I like Cuba in it a lot. Tom was really good in it.
Yeah. I just liked him, and I feel like Jerry Maguire and Cuba Gooding's story makes more sense too.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like you're watching this guy who's trying to like live a more meaningful life after being surrounded by so much greed and corruption in this sports agency, and like I feel like his relationship with Cuba Gooding's character is what drives him more to being more of a human being than Renee Zellweger's does.
Yeah.
Because their whole story is like they get to a point where he either has to accept a really shitty contract or be a free agent and ride out the rest of the season to see if he can like drum up a better contract with another team.
Right.
But it's like he's a receiver and he's super small.
Right.
So like there's a good chance he'd get fucked up and then people will be like, "Well, I don't want you at all. You're a broke down mess."
Right.
So it's like they're kind of like taking a gamble together, but they're doing it together because it's like if Jerry Maguire was still with his agency, they'd be, once he got injured, they just cut him off and not fucking pay for any of his shit.
Right.
But this is Jerry's only client and he needs him.
Right.
And Cuba needs Jerry because he's the only one that can negotiate a contract.
Right.
For when if he actually like comes to the season and actually shows that he's actually worth the money that he's asking for.
Right.
So it's like they kind of develop this friendship based on their necessity to succeed with one another.
Yeah.
To when he finally gets to that point where he like drums up enough like notoriety and success that he's able to negotiate this really big contract, like it brings them so close together that they're like, "Oh fuck, we're friends now."
Right.
Like we literally like rode through the storm together and now we've come out the other side way more successful than we were.
Right.
We're best friends now.
Right.
And I like that whole story there.
I feel like it's a much better arc. Whereas like I don't get any really completion out of like the Renee Zellweger
In fact, they almost
stuff.
make that arc try to make him and Renee Zellweger's relationship make sense.
Right.
Where like he's just like, "Yeah, I developed this really cool friendship with Cuba Gooding, and it made me realize I love you for some reason. Where it's like, okay, I guess that makes no sense, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what it is. He just shows up at her house and is like, yeah, I've developed this really cool friendship with Cuba Gooding Jr., and now I love you, I think. Oh, fuck, okay.
Great, I'll take you back.
Sure.
He had me at Cuba Gooding.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure, I guess that makes sense.
What I find peculiar, though, like, okay, so, like, let's say I was Cuba Gooding's wife in this. And at the very end, he's on that, like, little talk show, and he's, like, thanking everybody for me. He's like, I thank my wife, my kids, my brother, my family, and all this kind of stuff. He's like, and who I want to thank the most is Jerry Maguire. And, like, gets all teary-eyed and stuff about it. And, like, if I was his wife, I'd be like, motherfucker. No, you are not thanking Jerry Maguire more than me. Granted, probably needs more, like, that is true.
Yeah.
But, like, don't do that,
but
right?
She sees what he's done for him, though.
I know, but, like, if you watch, like, she is just as big of a part in his career as, like, almost Jerry Maguire is. Like, bringing him back down to earth and, like, getting what he needs for, like, a family.
Yeah.
Like, she's there in those meetings, too.
But I think Jerry Maguire is, like, a perfect storm for him, though. Like, he strikes me as, like, he's an athlete that's been in it long enough where he wouldn't be, like, a big cash cow.
Right.
For, like, a giant agency like Jerry used to work for. So the fact that he branched off and took him as his client means, like, he's going to work way harder for him than anyone else at that other sports agency.
Right.
So I think Jerry does deserve a lot of credit at the end.
Yeah, I mean, for the movie, yes, he does. But in real life, just say your wife is the best.
But I think his wife is a realist enough where I don't think it'd bother her that much.
What was really getting to me, though, is like when at the end where he makes that touchdown pass, but he like gets split in half, you know?
Oh, God. How the fuck did they film that where he didn't get hurt?
I was looking, I just stumbled upon like some trivia for that. Is that it took 3 stuntmen and like several dozen takes to get that right.
God.
And I'm like, fuck.
It looks like he like lands on the back of his neck too.
Yeah.
Like it's like, a believable ass, like you're down for the count type fucking shot.
So like I loved that you never really think about this when you're watching football. It's like somebody takes a hard hit like that.
Yeah.
And then they have families at home that are like, holy fuck. And then they cut to like a credit card commercial.
I love like, that shit too.
Why the fuck did they cut to a credit card commercial?
And it's literally like the last thing you want to see when you think that your significant other might be dead, where it's like, I don't want to watch 2 fucking credit cards play football. I want to know if my fucking husband's okay.
Yeah, I thought that was like probably one of the most powerful scenes in the whole movie.
Yeah.
I really liked that part.
No, yeah, I love all that shit, and especially like knowing what's all at stake too.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if he's like, even if he's injured, he could literally just be like thrown away.
Right.
Like no one would give a fuck about him. Like his coach would cut him.
Right.
He wouldn't get another new contract, and he'd be this fucking shell of a person with no contract to lean back on.
Yep. It's good.
Yeah, this movie does a really good job of like really hammering home like how important it is to like get these contracts put in place before like your next season.
That's what I found like the most interesting in this. All like the behind the scenes sports stuff, which I usually don't give a shit about.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about sports, but like when they do that whole thing where it's like, yeah, we're gonna give you $1.5 million over 4 years, where you're like, that's not a lot of money at all.
Right.
Like $1.5 million over 4 years is like, Jesus.
Yeah. That's, I mean, it's more than I make.
Yeah, they're like really fucking them.
But that's for a professional athlete. That sucks.
Yeah, especially like that's like what you have to live on after you retire too.
Uh-huh.
Like, and the fact that like over those 4 years, there's no telling like what injuries you'll come across, or like if you'll be paralyzed or be killed without any kind of money to support your family after you're gone.
Right.
Like they really hammer home like that money is fucking important for like
aftercare.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I like that shit. And that's why I think the whole, if they would have just done it where it's like Jerry Maguire just kind of cut it with Renee Zellweger at the end, would have made more sense, because it's like he develops a relationship with Cuba Gooding Jr. and kind of realizes what a real relationship's like, and realizes that's not anything close to what he had with her, where it's just he's just acting out of loneliness and what he thinks a relationship with a woman is supposed to be, regardless of how you feel about her.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, I can like you and not have to marry you. We can just be, you could literally just be my really awesome secretary that's really close to me. Because I'm always super fascinated by like these relationships you see with people where it's like employer employee, but you can tell they're way closer than normal employers and employees. But yet they don't see the need to like have to like be together or something. Like you can literally be so far into someone's life and not like fuck them on a regular basis. And I think that would have been a really cool aspect to like follow in here, where it's like they are super close, but at the end they realize that their relationship needs to be more professional than anything.
So yeah, either one could work. I think I would like a happy family thing better, so it's all like on an upswing.
Yeah,
but I get like the bittersweet, like he's got Cuba Gooding, and like he doesn't necessarily need a relationship, but he has a professional one with this Renee.
And that's the thing, though. It doesn't need to be sad. Like it just needs to be a realization that he now realizes how an actual relationship is supposed to be. Because even like his relationship with Priscilla, like Presley at the beginning, it seemed like super weird. Where like,
and I was shocked to see like how graphic this movie got, I guess.
It didn't get super graphic.
Not graphic, but like I guess I forgot that it was rated R. And when they're like full out banging and
never stop fucking me,
I was like, oh my god, Macy, you are in the room.
But yeah, even she kind of has like that weird kind of mentality that he has when he's dating Renee Zellweger, where it's like she doesn't like work for him, but they are definitely on more of a professional basis. But it's like, well, you're a man, I'm a woman. We have to be in a relationship to really interact with each other. So like, yeah, we're gonna fuck. Yeah, I'm engaged to marry you. But mostly their relationship is purely professional.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. And I feel like that's what he does with Renee Zellweger, where it's like, we work together. I see you all the time. I'm lonely. We need to get together. We need to have a relationship. And he comments that it's super inappropriate every once in a while. But it's like, I mean, this is what we do. This is how relationships are formed. You like, I want to be close to you, but I can't be close to you unless I'm like marrying you. Like even when she like moves away, it's like, well then I'm gonna marry you. Then I guess we have to get married to keep you in my life.
It's the only decision ever.
Yeah, but that's how he interacts, and like that's why I don't think they should end up together at the end, because their relationship is so toxic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only way that it works for mine if I rewrite a chunk of the movie. So.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
stop being a writer, Troy.
Anyway, overall, I would suggest watching it. If you haven't caught it by now, I would think you'd have a pretty decent time with it.
Yeah, no, it was pretty fun. I do say it's a little long.
Yeah.
There are some moments where it's like, you don't need this.
Yep.
But I feel like definitely a lot of like the sports stuff that I thought I was going to be bored with seemed like the most interesting.
Yes, for sure. What kind of grade would you drop on this thing?
You know what? I'll give it a pretty high B. I was kind of like really realizing it was getting long at certain points, but like all the Cuba Gooding stuff was good. Just the Renee Zellweger stuff, I don't think it ended the way I wanted it to. Yeah, I'll give it like a pretty decent B.
I was gonna go B+.
Okay.
I agree with your sentiments like 100%. Like, I came out liking it at the end when it all wrapped up. I was like, that was good. There were parts that I like. The whole love story thing, I think, is like not overlooked, but it's like looked at too strongly compared to the rest of the story.
Yeah, and there's like some cheesy ass scenes in here too. There's like one where like he just goes to get the car and then she like runs out to him, but she's not wearing shoes. Did you see that part when like
I can't recall it off the top of my head.
So like they're leaving for their date, and he's like, I'm gonna go get the car, and then she like stays behind so she can like fucking like glom over her sister about like, he's so good with him. He's so good with Ray. I think I love him.
The one where she dresses up in that like
Yeah,
that
she's
nice
in that
dress
she's in that nice dress, and then like Tom Cruise goes out to get the car, and then she's like, "Well, I'm gonna stay back a little bit," and then he walks off, and then she just like is gloating over how good he is with his son or whatever, and then he runs. Then she's like runs out after him, and they play fucking Secret Garden while she's running.
They play Secret Garden like 4 times in this movie.
And then they rear, and then like she's like running super fast, and then they rear back, and you see she's not wearing shoes. Where it's like, were you gonna go on your date without wearing shoes?
You know what? Also, Tom Cruise has like 2 running scenes in this, which begs me to question, like when Cuba gets like knocked out in the end zone.
Oh yeah, that's right. He runs
through the stadium.
Yep.
And then they have one where he like runs in like slow motion on somewhere. I'm like, he must have that in a contract.
I need to run.
Where like people want to see me run.
Yeah.
I know I'm a gazelle out there. Just show the people how good I run.
Yeah.
So
God, he has some smiles in this too, where he shows all of his mouth.
and that middle tooth.
Good Lord.
How can you not unsee it? When you see that tooth that's in the middle of his face.
Did you pull out the middle tooth when you were watching it? Did you like, zoom in?
There's a few times.
Oh, the middle tooth!
Because like he's always kind of shot at like a 3/4 view, but there's some points where he's like like full on, and it's like
the fucking middle tooth.
See that fucking middle tooth, man. You can't hide it from me, Cruz.
For those of you that have not listened to our previous shows, Troy found an article where they point out that Tom Cruise has not 2 front teeth, but 1 middle tooth. It's a tooth directly in the middle of his face.
Yeah.
And Troy's now obsessed with it.
You can't unsee it. Look it up. It's real. The symmetry is off. Nobody's perfect. Scientology can't fix that shit.
Or maybe that is perfection.
Oh my God. You have just made me go clear.
Oh
no. Do I have a middle tooth? Oh shit. But anyway, yeah, there we go. Jerry Maguire. There we have it. In our 4th tourney finals.
Yeah. So now that we're at 4, how do we rank them? How you ranking them, Troy?
You're gonna have to remind me what all they were. We got
UHF. We got Tombstone.
Okay.
We got Falling Down, and we got Jerry Maguire. I got mine. I can do mine real quick if you want me to do mine first.
Go ahead.
I'll definitely say Falling Down is still number 1 for me.
Okay.
Number 2, I'll probably say Jerry Maguire. I was kind of going back and forth between that and Tombstone, but I think I'm leaning more towards Jerry Maguire.
Okay.
Then 3 Tombstone, and then number 4 is UHF.
Okay. I think mine's a little different. I think I like Jerry Maguire the most.
Really?
Falling Down was pretty good though.
Yeah, I really dug Falling Down.
On rewatchability, though, I'm going to go like I think I'd rewatch Jerry Maguire more than Falling Down.
Gotcha.
Even though I liked Falling Down. So that's why it's giving Jerry Maguire the edge.
Yeah.
Then Falling Down, then UHF, and then Tombstone.
Gotcha.
For whatever reason, I don't think Tombstone really struck a chord with me.
I
had an idea of what it was in my head, and then it was not that.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Tombstone, but I like more of the performances in it. I think some I think Doc Holliday is still I still like, even though he's not that likable in the movie.
Yeah.
I still like Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday.
Yeah, I agree. I'm surprised I like UHF more than you, because I thought we would be on the same page with that. I just love the absurdity of it.
It's absurd, but it's just so cheesy and it's so all over the place. Like, it definitely gets to a point where it's like, we're not even making a movie right now. We're just doing skits.
Yeah, you're right. But I love it. I don't know why. That's just different strokes, I suppose.
Hey, man. I guess I'm just more mature than you. Whatever.
That could be true. So yeah, there we go. Is there anything else you've been into this last week?
I watched the Ike Barinholtz written and directed film The Oath.
Okay.
And I liked it, but I feel like it's split into two different movies that I think I would have liked separately.
I don't know much about this at all.
Oh, well, I only watched it because he was on an episode of Comedy Bang Bang where, like, he kind of explained it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But it's like, Ike Barinholtz plays, like, this guy who is living in an alternate, like, United States where, for some reason, the president just put out this thing where it's like, there's no penalties behind it. I just want you to sign this oath that says that you're going to swear your ultimate allegiance to me. There's like, I'm not going to arrest you. I'm not going to like do anything. Like, I'm not going to like make it so that's you're illegal or whatever. Like, I'll throw in like a few tax incentives if you sign it, but you don't need to sign it. And he puts it out and he gives them like a year to sign it. And then, like the due date to sign it was like Black Friday, like the next year. So now, then they fast forward to like 4 days before Thanksgiving, and they show like how everything is like kind of falling apart in the country, where everyone is like, "Oh shit! So should we sign it? Like if it comes down to this day and we haven't signed it, is there going to be penalties? Or are they going to like throw stuff on us that we didn't know was going to happen and shit like that?" And like it kind of like points as like Ike Barinholtz plays like this guy who's like super obsessed with the news, like. He's super liberal, but he's like always like obsessed with the news and like always brings up like political talk at like the dinner table, where like his one brother is like super conservative and like always all about like the oath and like how people should sign it. And like even though he doesn't bring it up, like Ike Barinholtz is always like, "So you signed it like right away, didn't you?" And then like just like starts this huge fucking argument with him and his family, where I thought it was like interesting because it was like. It kind of points out like how even though we live in like a tumultuous, like politically charged environment right now, like he kind of points out like how liberal people can be dickheads around this time too. Like even like starting fights that aren't really warranted. Yeah. Where it's like he'll like legit like starts conversations where it's like, "Man, we're just sitting down having dinner and now you're like calling me a fucking asshole because of my fucking political beliefs. Can we just have like one nice day?" Where it's like he's that guy that just can't let it go. So I thought that was a really cool take on it. But then like the second half turns into like this weird thriller where like these two agents show up to like question him, and then it turns in like this like situation that goes from bad to worse and it just keeps escalating, where like he never goes back to like his initial thing that he was commenting on. He just turns it into like this like bad to worse scenario where you're like, I kind of want you to go back to that. But then that part's cool too. So when it's like, I just wish it was two different movies. I just kind of wish that you would have stuck to this one thing and not just gone off to this other plot thread and just completely throw away the plot thread from the beginning.
Is this like a drama?
It's like a weird, like he has like comedy aspects in it, but they do have like dramatic aspects where it's like, oh, I kind of want to see where this goes. So yeah, I don't hate it. It has like really cool concepts here and there, and it makes me kind of want to see what he does next, because there was some stuff in there that like was really tense and like some funny moments too. Like there's like a scene where like he's having like this like really like dramatic conversation with this guy, but he's like injured and they're in this car and he's like, "You threatened my family. I just want you to know that whatever." And then like the guy that's driving like hits speed bumps and the guy's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Jerry, can you like slow down? Like, man, I'm trying to have this big thing." And he's like, "Man, I'm going 5 miles an hour. I can't focus." Or, like he'll cut the tension of all these like dramatic scenes where there's like a weird like thing that just comes out of nowhere. So like I don't know. I like his style. I want to see what he does more with it. And I want to see maybe like a movie where it has like one continuous plot thread as opposed to like he kind of cuts it in half.
Okay. All right.
So check out The Oath if you want to. It's pretty good.
Where's it at?
Well, you can get it on Amazon. You can rent it on Amazon.
You fucking disc lord.
It's on you can rent it on Amazon.
Anything else?
That's it.
Well, speaking of Barinholtz.
Yeah.
Me and Chelsea have been kind of getting through a show. I've just been watching it sporadically. Superstore.
Yeah.
It's from a few producers of The Office.
Okay.
And it's about like this group of people that just work at like a Walmart, pretty much.
Like
they've got everything.
Kind of thing.
And it's like their whole like employee relationship there, and they got a quirky boss and all that kind of stuff. I think it's funny. John Barinholtz, his brother, plays a part in the show after like a couple seasons.
Okay.
Because me and Chelsea were both like, that guy sounds and has the cadence of Ike Barinholtz. And he kind of looks like him. He's like the discount Ike Barinholtz, even though he's a little bit more handsome. And I looked it up. I'm like, oh, it's his brother. But like, so after that, like, you cannot like unsee just him and his brother riffing all the time, and like that's now their style. Like they're both could be interchangeable.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So, but it's good. It's like not. I don't think it's as good as The Office, but I really like. I like it. It's good. It's just good to have on in the background. It's funny. It's light.
Oh yeah.
You don't. There's like an ongoing kind of like will they won't they plot thread.
Yeah.
Like in any like sitcom really, but like it's good. I think it's fun.
I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much what me and Molly do with Married with Children. We just kind of play it in the background if we're doing something else.
Yeah. Chelsea has been watching it more religiously than I have, and I've just been catching episodes here and there.
Oh, no, she's praying to it.
Yeah.
She has a shrine.
Yeah.
Hamanabote Superstore.
She made a hair doll of America Ferrera in it. But it's good. I think it's pretty fun. So if you're ever interested in it, go ahead and check it out. I think we're watching it on Hulu. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it. It's on Hulu.
Also, there's this YouTube channel that I just found through another one. It's like a kind of a cooking channel, but it's more deals with like scientific aspects of things too, on like why a certain thing does this when you cook.
Okay.
Which makes it interesting. It's called What's Eating Dan.
Yeah.
And there's just been a few episodes of like him making ice cream, what makes like a perfect consistency, like same thing with cookies, same thing with like mashed potatoes, burgers, whatever. And he like kind of gives like a brief history of it and like what makes scientifically, when you break it down, what makes it would be perfect. Like there's one where I was introduced to him with bagels.
Yeah.
Where like apparently like if you use the water from New York, then the New York bagels are like legitimately fine.
Yeah.
Like perfect, I would say. But if you use it from like Colorado, the water's different, so the pHs differ. So
Jesus.
there wouldn't be like the same kind of bagel. When he tested, he's like, no, it's fucking water. Like it doesn't make any difference in the taste or texture or anything like that.
Like the Mythbusters of food.
Kind of, but it's like it doesn't go always that in depth.
Yeah.
But like I think it's kind of fun, and they're only like 6 minutes long too.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Fun.
It is fun, Joel. And then I also just read like maybe 30 issues of Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Which I think you would actually really like.
Okay.
I am doing a live stream. If you're listening to this today on the wait, what is Thursday's
31st.
date? 31st of January, 2019.
Yeah.
I'm doing a live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Central.
Oh, boy.
About the first 2 trades of Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol. If I can be any more specific, I would kill myself. For Imperious Rex.
Yeah.
I just finished it today. I think it's... If you've ever read any more Grant Morrison stuff, this is kind of similar, but unlike it. Because Grant Morrison takes continuity pretty seriously, where anything that's ever happened in Batman since its inception to now is all canon.
Yeah.
Nothing ever is ever written out of canon at all. He'll work it all in.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this, he just is weird for the sake of weird. There's no deeper meaning to it. Like, it's just weird things happening, and these weird group of heroes are the ones that need to fix the problems. And I find it very fun.
Okay.
I think because of just the quirkiness, and if you're not hooked by, like, the first, like, 2 or 3 issues, then I don't think you won't enjoy it. But there's like further on in like the second trade, the Doom Patrol are tasked to find this painting that can absorb reality.
Jesus.
So somebody painted this painting that, if you look at it, it's just this painting of a painting of a painting of a painting of a painting into infinity.
Yeah.
And it ate Paris.
Oh, God.
And so they try to investigate it, and they get sucked into the painting. And in it, it went through like futurist, surrealism, cubism, all this kind of painting styles until they go on further down into this painting.
Yeah.
Until they find their like nemesis in there.
Yeah.
And then they defeat him, and they eventually get out and they save the day or whatever.
Jesus.
But like, it's just weird, avant-garde, abstract ideas like that really have no deeper meaning if you look into it. It's just like, no, I thought it was a fun idea, I'm just going to do this. Like, they deal with the absurd, and I think it's super fun.
Yeah.
Whereas in like maybe like a Batman story, he'd be like, yeah, the 60s when they had like all that wham pow stuff, like in the 60s, that's because he was probably on a ton of acid. Like, they don't make any kind of explanations. It's just weird for weird, and I like it. So I don't know if right now, if you have Comixology Unlimited, you can read all of Grant Morrison's run.
Which, I mean, who doesn't?
I mean, really, if it's only $5 a month, but if you sign up for 1 month, you can read all of his Grant Morrison's run for free.
Oh, wow.
Essentially, because it's all included in that $5 subscription.
Yeah.
So if you're into it, check it out. Otherwise, you can buy the trades on Comixology too, and I think there's like a whole omnibus or whatever that'll cost you more money, but like I think it's a good read. Like, it's not for everyone, but I actually think you would like it.
Okay.
It'd be a stretch for me to try to get you to actually read it.
Yeah.
But once you're in it, I think you'd be like, this is a fun idea.
Yeah.
So that's just me gauging that. That's me being a realist.
The whole painting thing reminded me of something. Did you see anything for that movie coming on Netflix, Velvet Buzzsaw?
No, I mean, I only am familiar with the name is all.
Yeah, I guess it's getting made by the same guy that made Nightcrawler, and it has Jake Gyllenhaal in it, and it's like about like pieces of art that kill people, but it's like framed in a way where I'm kind of intrigued by it.
Okay.
Like, they frame it in a way where it's like people are like so like stupid when it comes to art that they just think that the dead bodies are art.
Oh my God.
Or I'm like, I'm kind of curious by this now.
All right. I'm trying to think of another arc in this that I would try to get to hook you. Like, there's a main character in this where she has, it's kind of like Legion, and I was gonna look up to see which one came first, Legion or this, because this was made in like '83, I think. But maybe it's not that early. Anyway, regardless, it doesn't matter. But like, every different personality has a different superpower.
Yeah.
And one character ends up diving into her subconscious and sees the mapping of all of her different personalities, which she has like hundreds of personalities.
Oh shit.
And so he gets to see like which one comes out when she's scared, which one comes out when she's angry, which one is the only one that like inflicts pain, which one is the only one who takes pain.
Oh shit.
What her real personality is and why she's never come out in so long, since she's been 5 years old. Like, it's a cool, and it's all
that is cool.
And it's all done by like, there's a personality that just is a personality within her own subconscious that drives a subway train to these other personalities.
Oh shit.
To like compartmentalize all this kind of stuff. And it's like kind of like a big heavy idea, but it's made simplistic in this like kind of platform.
No, I like that.
And
yeah.
I think it's like one of the more fun issues, and you get to see like what's going on inside this person's brain, and it's really good. Anyway, enough about Doom Patrol.
Well, while you're talking about Imperious Corrects, I did watch your Watchmen episode, and I enjoyed it.
Oh,
very
good.
much. Especially, like, for me, that just kind of read it casually, and then you guys really dive into, like, the minutia of, like, all of the, like, weird foreshadowing they have throughout. Like, I never really cared to look into that, but now, when you guys talked about it, I was like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. Now I kind of want to, like, look into all this stuff.
Yeah, personally, I've read it like 4 or 5 times, so like I
Yeah.
didn't go back and reread it again, but Dave did. And so he was picking out things as he was reading, and I just was doing some research in the background, and I found like an unofficial sequel that Alan Moore wrote,
Yeah.
kind of, and like
Yeah.
all this other stuff. But we don't even really get into the plot of the book because everyone has probably read it at this point.
Yeah, if you've read don't watch it if you've never read Watchmen, because you'll be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
But it's really fun to kind of, as a companion piece, if you've read it, to be like, oh shit, yeah, there's a lot of things in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
shit in this book.
They stuffed a lot of stuff in there, and it's good. It's still good.
Yeah.
Even though people like to dog on it for being like the super popular thing, like it's still really good.
Yeah.
So anyway, check out Imperious Rex. What did I say? 31st of January
Yeah.
for a live stream, and then check out all the other videos too.
Yeah.
But more on this, JT. This
Whoa.
review show.
Yeah.
We're wrapping it up. So if people want to wrap it up with you, where can they do so?
Practice safe sex at Bucky for everyone on Twitter. Also, Bucky for everyone on Instagram. And hey, why not Bucky for everyone on Snapchat? Troy.
Raw dog me at Troy to the Max on Twitter. You can also do us dirty at Revue Pod on Twitter as well.
Wait a minute, Troy. Save the rest of your plugs. I'll secret garden the rest of your plugs.
Okay.
Here we go. Go for it.
You can also listen to us at facebook.com/ReviewReviewPod. And on our hosting site, we have all of our new and past episodes at reviewreviewpod.podbean.com. Why don't you just listen to us on iTunes? And if you do so, rate and review us there, because if you like it, that helps other people find the show.
It's perfect. God damn it.
I can't even hear the song, so I'm just hoping it's good.
You hit it right on the money. It was perfect.
We're also on other platforms such as like Stitcher and Spotify and YouTube and Google Podcasts. So we're all on everything here. If you want to write into the show, you can do so at reviewreviewpod@gmail.com.
Yes.
Yes. So that's the show.
Fantastic. Well, for Monday, we're starting a mini-series
Mm-hmm.
for this month where, if you haven't heard from our last Monday show, Troy is being driven crazy by the film The Boss Baby
Yeah.
because his wonderful daughter, Macy to the Max, is obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we are taking it upon ourselves to find a film that is streaming on either Netflix, Amazon, or Hulu.
Mm-hmm. Or HBO.
Or HBO.
Yeah.
We'll keep that in mind too. For what can we get Macy the Max hooked on that is not Boss Baby
Yes.
to save Troy from himself?
Mm-hmm.
And for our first episode of this series that I am offhandedly titling Operation No Baby, we are practicing the Sun Tzu method of the art of war, where we are
Getting
knowing
to know
our
enemy.
knowing our enemy, and we are going to review the enemy, the Boss Baby,
Mm-hmm.
to find out what do we need to incorporate in these films to get her hooked off of Boss Baby.
That's right. And so that'll be every Monday is going to be a suggestion either from you, the audience, myself.
Yep, I've got some in mind.
So that'll be a fun little project
There you go.
that I can actually sit down after work and try to force her to read.
Yep.
Because then I'll also tell you if she was into it or not.
There you go.
It'll be a fun little deal.
So we got a small mini series for all you out there. So send us your suggestions. What films are streaming right now on either Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, or HBO that we can get Macy the Max hooked on?
Mm-hmm.
That might have the same aesthetic as Boss Baby, but be good.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. So check out a review of Boss Baby for our new mini series Operation No Baby
Yes.
coming up this Monday.
And then what? You mentioned something, I think, on last Monday's show. What do we got coming up for the big shows on Thursdays?
So next Thursday we are doing our series I'm entitling Teddy Bear,
Mm-hmm.
because we are talking about the Lego Movie, Lego Movie 2, and then Paddington 2. So we're starting off with the original, one of my favorite movies of a year that it came out.
Whatever year that was.
Yeah. The Lego Movie
Uh-huh.
for next week.
Okay. There you go.
Leading into the sequel that's coming out in theaters in a couple weeks.
Mhm.
The Lego Movie 2, the second part.
Yes. And then, because I rated it so high in my best of 2018
We got to
list,
find out what all the hubbub's about. So we're going back to its original of Paddington and then ending the month with Paddington 2.
So almost all of,
all of February.
all of February,
All of
is
February
like
is
family-friendly
Yep.
films.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to we need to like review something super hardcore for March or something. So I feel like I'm gonna like really drive myself crazy with a bunch of kids films over the next month.
You wouldn't even imagine what crazy is, man.
For you it's gonna be a walk in the park. But for me, I'm like, I need to hear someone say "fuck" in a movie real fast.
Like, oh, we watched Boss Baby again? What do I care? I'm only dead inside.
I'll probably join you in the Dead Inside Club by the end of this month.
Oh my! So yeah,
We'll
that
see.
sounds like a fun-filled February.
There you go.
Triple F.
A family-friendly February.
There we go. So there we have it. So until Monday, where we get to know our enemy,
Yeah.
I have been Troy to the Max Extreme.
I am JD3K.
And until Boss Baby, we are off.